I haven't been doing an awful lot of inspection videos. Throw one out here. This is kind of a special colony. This is the one I took out of that A-frame in middle of the summer when it was hotter than heck. And this is the wild queen. She had been doing really well. I haven't been in here in quite a while. I was going to move them today to fill in some of my bees at radish. There's a number of them that went laying worker on me because the formic acid took them out, and then they didn't requeen, and I didn't get to them in time. So I've been replacing them with some of these other colonies I've got. And I was going to haul them down there and go through them, and then my day kind of went to pieces, if you saw the last video. So I don't have time to haul them down there, and I thought, well, I might as well switch them into the boxes that they're going to go into, and go ahead and inspect them, make sure that they're, they're doing what I want them to do. So that's what we're going to do right now. There's no sense hauling them down there to replace ones that don't have queens if there's no queen here. So alright, and we're going to go ahead. She's got the brood in the upper box, which is where I need it eventually anyway, so we're going to leave her there with it. These wild colonies are just a little more aggressive, right off the bat, than some of the other ones. They're not usually, severely aggressive, just a little more defensive, which is okay. I can handle that. I can take a few stings to have strong bees. Didn't bring a feeder back here with me, but there's going to be one in the bottom, so we'll just leave space for it. Cleaning up some of these bottom frames, but there's honey in the middle. And some of them are foundation. They haven't been drawing those. Put some feed on top of these girls earlier, and my open feeder is just about 20 feet away on the other side of the chicken coop. So I thought they would probably have a little more put up than that down here, but that is what it is. I was hoping a lot of this foundation would get drawn out. And some of my colonies have done a great job of working, some of them, and some of them just haven't touched any, so that's the way they are. But I want to go back through here pretty quick and take most of them out, because there's no sense of going into winter with a frame they can't do anything with. So I'll try to put drawn comb back in place for the last of my feeding so they can get syrup in some of it. So we'll go through here now and see how this girl's doing. That's one they didn't draw out, but on the other side of it, they're capping it. They've got it full of nectar. Very outside one's got syrup in it. Nobody out there paying any attention to it, but same here. They're starting to cap, so they're working it from the center out, which is the way they should do it. But not all bees do. So here they've backfilled the brood frame. Hopefully she's still got a nice patch of brood. Most of mine have since I started feeding. They brooded up again. I did get the pollen patties made up, so I'll get some of those on here. That's all honey. It's one of the frames that got cut out from the cutout. Still rubber band in there. They usually get those cut and hauled out, but they haven't yet. Well, there's our queen running around. I'm not sure she's got eggs in there. I also see a couple of open queen cells, so she might be a brand new one. They might have made them a new queen. But she's laying eggs, so that's what we'll worry about. Now, where did you go? You were right there. I went around the other side. Don't see eggs on this side. There she is. Nice big Italian queen. Smart enough to jump right in the cage. And wow, walked right up and lined herself up to get marked. I like queens like that. All right, and a nice white dot on her. So I believe she's brand new. As you guys can see here, there's a couple of open queen cells. There's an open one here. There's one that got chewed out right there. So I think she's probably brand new. There's another one's been chewed out from the side. Another one's been chewed out from the side. So I like to remove those so that if I come back in here in a month and there's more of them, I know they did it again. And it's not an old one. Usually the bees will get them tore down, but not always. Well, they've got quite a bit of honey in this upper box, or probably mostly syrup I've fed them. We've got larvae. This whole thing's larvae inside of the honey ring. You guys have got over here. She's got larvae and eggs in this side. So with no capped brood, I'm pretty sure she's new, but that tells me she got mated and mated well enough. She's got a couple frames of brood laid up. Yep, and that's got eggs in it too. Smaller patch, pollen band around it. They're doing okay. Like to see them be a little stronger, but it's that time of year. So slide that back in on the outside this time. And I did get that pollen patties made, so we'll go ahead and throw one of those on them. And they'll be ready to move tomorrow. I will get them boxed up, closed up early, and then haul them over and put them in place of the laying worker colonies, which it's nice to have them nice strong like this to do that, because I'll shake the laying workers out on the other side of the yard, and then they're going to fly back, and I want to have a strong enough colony that's in their hole that they'll defend their queen, which I probably better put back in there, huh? They'll defend the queen until the new colony adjusts to it and realizes that that's what's there. So I found getting the queen out of these cages, if I stand it upside down like that and then put the plunger on top, usually it'll drive her right down, and there she goes. She's trying to figure out where in the world she's at, but she's in there. Yep, that's the one you want in. Go in there. Go in there. Don't fly away. All right. Queen's back. They're queen right. They got some new pollen. And we're good to go. So the other colony is right there, because if you remember by watching that, I had two spots they were working and I wasn't sure it wasn't two colonies. So when I took the bees out, I kept them separate, and this one didn't have a queen, so I'd put one in there, and they're doing well too. Got a frame of eggs, a frame of brood, and a frame of caps. So they just got some pollen too, and we'll get them moved along with these tomorrow.